All right, while they have another sidebar, let's welcome our guest for this hour, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, of course, thank you for joining us from Texas. That's my home state. Always happy to have you on. So I must ask you this. First of all, this particular witness, we know that the judge made some rulings, so she couldn't testify to as many opinions as the defense had hoped. She does say it's a blunt force trauma. But do you think she's effective enough? Because she did say during cross-examination that there could be different reasons, and I think saying there could be different reasons for the injury is the same as reasonable doubt?
I think so. I think this witness is effective. She seems very experienced. I think the prosecutor spending a lot of time cross-examining her indicates that she has done some damage to the Commonwealth's case. So I think she's been effective. I know she's probably been attacked for other reasons, but I do think she advances the ball for the defense for sure.
All right, now tell me what you think of the fact that Karen Reed, we know the defense is going to be wrapping up its case. They have one more witness after this, and what we don't know is whether or not Karen Reed is going to testify. She's not yet been asked that by the court. She will be asked that, and we're going to hear from her. If you were defense counsel, would you have her testify or not?
No. I think all of her out-of-court statements, her demeanor in the courtroom indicates she's the type of person that may not handle cross-examination very well, in my limited opinion of observing the trial. So I'd be shocked if she testifies.
And that's the reason I think she may not either, is the cross-examination. It'd be fine if she told her version of what happened, but that cross can always be rough for witnesses, especially defendants in a case. All right, stay tuned. If you'll stay with us, please, sir, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get you back into the courtroom in Dedham, Massachusetts for more in the trial against Karen Reed. All right, let's bring back in criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, I have to ask you this. We know to anticipate at least one more witness from the defense. We don't know if Karen Reed's going to testify or not. But part of what I think was effective in the very first trial that did result in that hung jury was evidence from Proctor, the bad cop, the one who did and said all kinds of inappropriate things that when that came out, I think really added to that defense's argument of this is a cover-up, something happened, the police did a bad investigation. Well, Proctor was not called by the Commonwealth. We don't expect Proctor to be called, or any of the other people in the family and in that house, to be testifying for the defense. Do you think that that's a good call strategically?
It's really risky as a defense attorney to call an officer to the stand who's essentially a hostile witness. So I think the defense made the right call to not call Proctor to the stand or other people from the house. It's a close call sometimes, but I think if you've ever experienced a witness backfiring on you, you know it can be disastrous. So they might call Proctor to attack him, but that would probably allow the Commonwealth to get into some things that they might not otherwise get into. So you have to make that call.
You're right, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just going to say, yes, you're right. This is a very different trial the second time around. The state has a special prosecutor who really called a lot fewer witnesses than the first trial did, streamlined it, doing things like using her own words from interviews as part of their case in chief. Where do you think each side stands? They're obviously very skilled attorneys on both sides. How do you think this might come out?
I don't know. I think it's really turned into a battle of the experts in many respects with regard to the time of the collision, the time of death, the cause of death, as we've seen today, all kinds of expert testimony regarding accident reconstruction. So the majority of this trial has removed some of the emotion from the first trial. This is a more logical, scientific approach by both sides, perhaps. So it'll be interesting. I think, I can see an intermediate compromise verdict here. I don't know that we have a lot of evidence that she actually intended to murder him. But, circumstantially, her own words, you could draw that inference. But whether or not you can draw that inference beyond a reasonable doubt is a stretch.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. This jury has a lot of decisions and choices, and that may be where they have to come out to feel like the evidence has proven it beyond a reasonable doubt. But we'll wait and see what that jury does. Stand by. Coming up next, a new witness takes the stand in the Karen Read murder retrial. Plus, we're going to head to New York and bring you a live update from Court TV's Emanuela Grinberg on the latest testimony in the federal sex trafficking trial for Sean Diddy Combs. Stay tuned.